Hey everybody, welcome to the multiplayer portion of our Doom review here at Hammer On. Doom, to sum it up, is a very fast-paced shooter, arena style, modern arena. It still has loadouts in there. But let's get right into it. We're going to be talking about gameplay and level design. We're going to be talking about the content and value of it as well. And is there anything else? Server stability and the experience. So let's get right into it.
Okay, so for gameplay and level design, we'll start off with the levels. We got 9 maps in this bad boy.
Yep.
And for the most part, I think the maps, even though it is an arena shooter, so they all kind of have a similar feel. A lot of them have like caverns that you can like jump across and crazy stuff like that. For the most part, I think they're fairly similar, which is kind of a good thing and a bad thing at the same time, I guess.
I agree, yeah.
They're like, so it's not like every map you like get into and you're like, oh my god, what's going on? You can kind of feel it out pretty easily. You just walk around for probably the good 2 minutes while you're probably killing people and dying. You'll kind of get a good feel of what's going on, but
yeah, they're pretty easy to figure out, and they're like a mixture between Hell and like just Foundry, or not Foundry, like a mixture between Hell maps and some UAC based maps. So pretty good balance of that there as well. Now with those 9 maps, we've also got 6 game modes here. Basically, they have the new takes on Deathmatch, on Clan Tag, which is just like an elimination-based game, and the other one was Domination, which is obviously, as you probably know it from COD and Halo. Yeah, so now with those 3 game modes, they've also got 3 newer versions of those game modes. So we've got Soul Harvest, which is basically like Team Deathmatch, but every player that you kill drops souls, and you have to collect those souls, and obviously the more souls you collect, the better.
if you're the demon, you get more souls, and if you kill the demon, he drops more souls than regular.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Then you've got Warpath, which is basically domination, but now the domination point, so the point that you have to control, is actually moving along the map, and it makes it a lot more interesting because now it's one linear moving kind of waypoint that you have to capture, and it's always like interchanging, and it's pretty cool. And then we got freeze tag. So freeze tag is like clan tag, where it's elimination based rounds, but just like in Quake, it's elimination round, but when you kill someone or when you die, you get frozen. So you're basically dead until someone revives you, which is cool.
You just come by someone.
You just stand beside them, and then it takes like 10 seconds to unfreeze them or whatever, which I think is cool because it gives it a little bit of a strategic edge. Sometimes you gotta kind of decide whether you want to go for a good opportunity on the kill or if you want to revive a few teammates to kind of gain the upper hand again, but you also don't want to wait too long because then the other enemy team can revive their teammates again. So it's pretty cool that way as well. Yeah.
I think for the most part, besides maybe Soul Harvest, the newer like ideas actually kind of captivated me.
Yeah.
I think freeze tag's been around for a long time in Quake, but Warpath, for example, it's kind of like King of the Hill / Domination, but with it moving around, which is actually a really cool idea because it makes it so, other than maybe Deathmatch, like all the areas are kind of like, this is where a battle happens, and they always happen in those areas and it's just kind of random every other time. Where the Warpath, literally most of the map, if not all of it, actually gets used, so it makes it so the map's actually more interesting.
Just to sum that part up, the new modes, most of them aside from Soul Harvest, are my new favorites. So I play freeze tag and Warpath more than I do clan tag and domination. So but we've also got loadouts here. So.
And then once you start getting more levels, you start unlocking more loadouts. I think you got 5.
5 in general,
5 general ones, and then you can pick 11 weapons from there. So with the weapons, you got Vortex rifle, which is like a sniper rifle. Super shot's a shotgun, double barrel shotgun. Chain gun is
the chain gun.
A rocket launcher, it's obviously a rocket launcher. A burst rifle, then a heavy assault rifle. And then we also got plasma gun, lightning gun, static cannon, which is a gun where if you run around, the longer you run around, the more charge it gets. Eventually it gets full. And if you stop moving, the recharge will start going down, so it'll do less damage. And then we got the hell shot, which is a single action weapon, semi-automatic weapon, sorry. And then it's got an area of effect or damage over time if you hit someone with it. And then you got the combat shotgun, which has a noob tube on it, if you want to call it that. Grenade launcher on it.
Oh man.
But
I will say, like, with the weapons, the Vortex rifle, the super shotgun, the chain gun, rocket launcher, burst rifle, and assault rifle are all well-balanced weapons that I think each have like a unique purpose to them. Those feel like the main weapons that everyone's using, and they each have, like I said, their purpose. And the other, like the plasma gun, the lightning gun, static cannon, hell shot especially, I think sucks, and the combat shotgun, all of those weapons feel like secondary, just like here's some more selection, but they don't really serve. They're very niche, or all the counterparts are better for the other weapons. So
for the most part, I think the weapons definitely suit a playstyle better than others.
Yeah.
So I think if like the good weapons, we believe, until maybe if they patch the game, which could happen with the 3 DLC that they're planning on bringing out, but the good weapons actually had a purpose. And if you actually were like an objective player where you just wanted to take like domination points or whatever, you could pick certain weapons that would suit your character better than if you just wanted to go around and just make sure everyone's dead. So. Yeah.
But the opposite of that, we've got equipment, which I think was really well handled. So all the equipment, equipment includes like your grenades and your secondary, or I should say tertiary weapons. So grenades, teleporters, and we've got some other interesting
we got
invisibility and threat meters and stuff like that. So those were all very well balanced. Each one of them feels unique, and you kind of feel like you want to have like one of each in your loadouts, unlike some of the guns where some of them you probably never want to touch again. But yeah, we've also got hack modules, which were similar to the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 death perks or whatever. And
some of them were like, I think there's like 3 or 4 in my opinion that were like actually could be really useful, and then the other ones kind of were like just kind of there, just
yeah, my experience with the hack modules was some of them were just cool to have there, but honestly none of the hack modules really, I never really cared enough to even really strategically place them in my slots or anything.
I didn't take time. I just kind of used the autofill feature. And just kind of whenever I needed to spawn, whichever one was in the first spot, I just kind of left it there.
There's 4 playable demons in this multiplayer. So we've got the Hell Baron and the, what was the other close range one? The Prowler. Those 2 are close range demons. And basically, just so you know, demons are powerful pickups that you can get. And those guys spawn randomly on the map at certain times. And when the demons spawn, everyone kind of runs for the rune that you have to pick up to turn into a demon. And it creates this cool little mini game of, oh shit, we all need to get the demon spawn because they are very powerful. So if the other team does get the demon before your team does, they can rack up some serious kill points. Of course, they are counterable though, so you can counter them.
Yeah, it's not like they're all powerful and you're just gonna sit there and just wish it was over. You can actually kill them, and if you do kill them, if the timer hasn't run out on the demon, you can actually pick up the pickup on your team, unless you die killing the demon, and then there's like a little timer where I think it's like 10 seconds where it's now reopen again for everyone to pick up. So yeah, I can. The demon thing can be really good at some points, but sometimes it can get a little crazy if you're not. Like,
I mean, I've seen other reviews where they said the demons were too powerful or unbalanced. I don't think either of us really felt that. If you want to counter the demons, you can. That's easy. I forgot to talk about. So there's the Hell Baron and the Prowler, which were the close range ones, and then we had the Mancubus that you could be, or the Revenant. Which are long range, like you actually have range attacks with those, like missiles or something like that. And you can also customize which demons you want to be when you pick up the spawn. So in your loadouts, you also have the option before you start a match to pick what demon you want to spawn as if that chance pops up. So yeah, demons, really cool. They can change the game, or if the other team is very good and has a good communication, then you better be good with the demon as well, because you can counter them and they create a cool dynamic across the map. And let's not forget the power weapons. So there's power weapons and pickups on the map. So Those, they're not game changing. They're just kind of for every individual. Like you see a pickup or a power weapon, you're like, damn, nice, it's big gun time.
Yeah.
And they have like a limited supply on them, so yeah.
So for servers and experience, the one thing that for experience wise, we'll go first with that, is that having to relaunch the game if you want to go between, especially if you like snap map or single player a lot and you kind of like want to jog, like go around a few times, the game actually has to totally restart from the beginning.
Yeah.
And boot back up to go into each mode, which is kind of
like
strange.
You have to, if you want to play multiplayer, you've got to relaunch the entire game to get into the multiplayer lobby. So you sit there, you start up Doom, you wait a couple seconds for Doom to start up, then you have to start up multiplayer separately, and then you wait more. And it's just annoying because if you do switch between, like Sam said, the 3 modes a lot, single player, snap map, and multiplayer, you're looking at quite a few load screens every time. Yeah.
I wish it was just kind of more fluent, especially since snap map, sorry, and multiplayer, since it's online, I don't exactly understand why you have to. I don't know if there's like, it almost feels like 3 different like design teams were in each like snap map, multiplayer, and single player.
Also runs dedicated servers, so that's really good. Like that goes into our server experience in general. That at least I can speak for myself. I've never ran into any major bugs or glitches. I've never been kicked out of matches. Everything's always been smooth. I never saw teammates that had different like hit detection or that were like jumping around and laggy and stuff. So
yeah, the online experience so far has been like really good. I've had one snap map where it kind of like crashed my whole PlayStation 4, but I don't know if that's because of what he did on the snap map or something. It might actually have to do something with the snap map limitations, what we might talk about later.
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about the snap map there too. And the only other thing I want to note is right now, at least on consoles, there aren't a ton of players online when it's not prime time, like after work. So there isn't, like, if you want to join like Freeze Tag or Warpath or some of the non like standard deathmatch playlists, you can wait like literally like half an hour because it'll like find 4 people, then it'll like restart the search and like find 2 people and then restart again, and it just
almost
takes
has
forever.
like that kind of like that Halo Master Chief problem where it's like constantly searching, and then you'll get into a game and then it'll just randomly kick out, and it's really strange unless there's
you get into a lobby and then it'll kick out. Once you're in a game it doesn't kick out. But so for content and value here in the game, one thing that we want to talk about a tiny bit is SnapMap. So SnapMap is basically a map creator and editor that allows you to make new game modes, make levels. It's pretty limited though, because you can only really work on pre-built,
pre-rendered
like
hallways
and stuff, right? I would have really liked, because it's the same problem I have with Forge and Halo, where I never really want to use it because it's just going off of pre-made maps already. I wish it had kind of like a StarCraft editor, or even the Far Cry games previously on consoles. You could completely create your own world. Like you just start with some sand and water and then you could build it up. I wish SnapMap was like that too, where they gave you all of the, I guess like models and stuff like that, and you could just build your level based off of whether it was supposed to be on Mars or Hell or whatever, right? Like if they had the basic kind of foundations, but it's just like pre-made levels.
Snap map, because at least from what a lot of people have been saying, and I think even Bethesda might have said this, I don't actually know, but the limitations are because of consoles from what I've been told. And like one of the other things is that you can't have more than, if you want to make like a single player map, you can't have more than, I think it's like 11 or 12 demons spawning at the same time.
And you can't have more than 2 weapons in single player.
It forces the multiplayer weapon holding compared to the single player, which I kind of wish they could have like made you so you could choose that, but they might do that. But
I don't understand why there's console limitations, since Far Cry on Xbox, the original Xbox, had a completely limitless map creator. So I don't know.
And if you ever actually play the single player, it makes it even more
Yeah.
ridiculous, but I don't know.
No. Anyways, there's
I don't
some
know.
cool content on Snap Maps, but nothing like there's a music mode that's kind of baked in where you can like create beats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then there's some maps that some community members has made. Now, one thing that annoys me is this is another season pass game, so there's a $40 downloadable DLC basically that gets you 3 new maps, 1 weapon, 1 demon, and some customizables and
Yeah.
equipment. Honestly, that's the same kind of old bullshit that I'm getting tired of in every game. And you could buy Trackmania for $40. 2 months from now, you could probably buy the whole Doom game for $40. There's a lot of things you could buy for $40, and I think 3 new fucking maps and a couple of weapons does not
Yeah.
justify that price.
It seems a little ridiculous,
Yeah, it's not something. It's not like at this point like it's id Software's fault or whatever. Like this is what publishers in general like doing, whether it's Activision or Bethesda or EA or whatever, just to get kind of more money for that. But
if
I
you
think-
are though, if you are interested in more maps and stuff, and you're all willing to, at least from what I've read, the $40 United States dollar price tag
yeah,
to actually buy the season pass, or you can buy the 3 separate DLCs for 15, I think it is, for United States. If you're willing to do that, then and you really like the game, it might be worth your while. And we don't actually know what the maps are going to be like. They could be really good. So yeah, you can get it if you want, and you could actually extend the longevity of the game
for
If you
$40
want.
awesome dollars. Yeah.
if you want.
So in general, the multiplayer content for Doom it's quite robust. There's a lot there.
Yeah.
If you're not looking to play the single player and you're just looking for a multiplayer game, I'd say maybe wait for a sale. Like I don't know if it's worth the
Yeah.
full $60. It's not like you got a
Maybe
couple
like-
maps.
Yeah, kind of like maybe a Game of the Year award where it comes with all the DLC like
Yeah.
installed and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like there's a lot of effort put into the multiplayer, but like I said, if you're just doing that, I don't think there's enough there to justify the full price unless you're like a Doom fan. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it. It's a really good addition to the game. Don't get me wrong. There's quite a bit to do. But
Yeah. At the moment, it just kind of feels like I was kind of expecting more out of it, to be completely honest, because if you have watched kind of like the trailers and stuff, they kind of push the multiplayer.
a lot.
Yeah, it's not like they push it as hard as single player, but they still push this multiplayer pretty hard. So it's kind of like, oh shit, this is gonna be crazy. And then when I started playing it, at first I was like actually kind of bored of it. I was just like, I don't even know why they thought this was gonna be some like game-changing multiplayer. But then once I actually started playing it, I kind of liked it a little more.
It grew on me as well over
Yeah.
time. Yeah, it just compared to like Unreal Tournament and stuff like that. I think
Yeah,
they could have like they.
there's definitely things they
Go
could work
higher.
on.
Yeah, but overall, it's a very solid experience. For me, it is a refresher. Like I've been playing a lot of like multiplayer Halo and stuff like that, and it's just nice coming into like
Yeah,
a really fast paced. Like that's the thing. This multiplayer is very fast paced. Everything's pickup based. There's no regenerating health, so it's just like the single player in that sense. So that is really cool. But it is loadout based again, so it's not a complete arena style game. But
yeah,
overall, I really liked it though. I gotta say.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely. If you pick up Doom, try out the multiplayer.
Could
It's
be your
good.
cup of tea.
Have a good one, guys. If you like the video, give us a like. If you like our content, give us a subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah, man.
Have a good one.
See ya.
Woo!